If you have been wasting time for a long time and feel like you are not achieving anything in life, stop being a good-for-nothing and learn to develop your full potential through meditation. Marcus Aurelius found time to write a series of personal writings that we know today as the Meditations. Through these works, the Roman emperor shared valuable lessons on how to lead a happy life. In this video, we will explore the 10 most notable ideas from the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. However, before we begin, I ask you to stay with me until the end, since you are here with the desire to improve. The last 5 ideas are especially crucial, but it is essential to pay attention to the first ones, as they establish the foundation for the ones that follow. First of all, build your own identity, as Marcus Aurelius expressed. He claimed that the mind only has needs that it itself creates. In a materialistic society, we are constantly bombarded with advertisements that dictate what we should buy. Furthermore, we are exposed to the luxurious lives of famous people through the media. When we seek happiness through material possessions, we face constant dissatisfaction, since there will always be something else we want, something bigger, faster, or more expensive. By depending on external elements for our happiness, we relinquish control over it. The reality is that nothing material really belongs to us, as it can be taken away at any time. If we base our identity on the magnitude of our possessions, what happens when we lose them? The premise is that instead of pursuing material wealth, we should focus on developing our character. The main idea here is that our character is the most valuable asset we possess. It will define who we are and how we approach life. Unlike material possessions, character cannot be confiscated at any time. We may lose our house, car, or business, but our character remains unchanged. Character has the power to lift us up or sink us in life, and it can leave a lasting legacy. Therefore, it is imperative that we strive to cultivate a compassionate, sincere, and diligent character. We must also learn to treat others with respect and kindness. Secondly, avoid basing your happiness on the opinions of others. We should not depend on the opinions of others to find happiness, since there are billions of people in the world, and it is impossible to satisfy everyone. Seeking approval on social media or dating apps can lead us to really too much on external validation, but this is not a reliable source of happiness. The key lies in changing our perspective and seeking happiness from within, building a solid relationship with ourselves. It's crucial to understand that if we don't like someone, it's not necessarily because we care about qualities like fun, kindness, or intelligence. There will always be people who disagree with us or criticize us, regardless of our actions or words. Therefore, we must live our lives authentically and not pretend to agree with political opinions. We do not share or tolerate hurtful comments from friends. As the French novelist André Gide stated, it is preferable to be hated for who we really are than to be loved for a false representation of ourselves. Third, focus on what you can handle. In life, we only have control over our thoughts and actions. Everything else is beyond our reach. Therefore, it is imperative to direct our attention only to what we can control and leave aside the rest. This is the advice that Marcus Aurelius gives us. If a cucumber is bitter, simply throw it away. If there are thorns in the way, avoid them. These are the fundamental premises that we must take into account. Sometimes we waste time and energy on things over which we have no power. For example, emotions like anger can be useful if they motivate us to act against injustice, but they are often unhelpful. For example, when we are stuck in traffic, we can choose to stay calm, listen to the radio, or alternatively, we can choose to get angry and honk the horn, although either way, in that situation, there is nothing we can do about it. Regard. Furthermore, we have no control over other people's words, actions, or thoughts. Therefore, we should not pay too much attention to them and instead focus on our own lives. Fourth, turn anger into motivation and creativity. One way to deal with anger is to direct it towards positive aspects. Anger is an intense emotion that can be overwhelming, leading us to act impulsively. When we give in to anger, we often regret our actions later, causing harm to ourselves and others. However, what if we could use our anger constructively? We could transform it into a source of motivation and creativity. The key is to be aware of our anger and its possible consequences before it escapes our control. We need to reflect on how anger impacts our lives and relationships, and how we can choose a different response when we experience anger. Instead of allowing anger to consume us, we can channel its energy and intensity into creating something useful and beneficial for both ourselves and others. We can direct our anger toward constructive and innovative projects that express our feelings in positive ways. Fifth, transform your negative emotions by changing your thoughts. Another strategy to deal with negative emotions is to modify our negative thoughts. The Roman emperor and philosopher Marcus Aurelius stated that you have control over your mind, not external events. By understanding this, you will find strength. His message was that the way we think about things determines our emotions toward them. Frequently, our negative emotions originate from negative interpretations of reality. For example, consider two friends, John and Bill, invited to the same birthday party. John, being social, eagerly anticipates the party as an opportunity to meet new people and have fun. On the other hand, Bill, being shy, fears the party, believing that he will be alone, uncomfortable, and no one will like him. The same situation can generate very different emotions depending on our perception. It is crucial to understand that anxiety, worry, or anger are not caused by circumstances, but by our thoughts about them. Therefore, we have the power to empower ourselves and control our emotions. By changing our thoughts, we can question our negative assumptions and replace them with more realistic and positive ones. Are you ready for the most interesting part? Make sure to subscribe to the channel and join us before continuing. Sixth, prepare to face challenges. Be ready for any situation and recover from setbacks, according to the teaching of Marcus Aurelius. He urges us to understand that living successfully is more like wrestling than dancing, as it involves being alert and prepared for the unexpected, not allowing setbacks to easily knock us down. The key to achieving happiness lies in resilience in the face of difficulties. It is interesting to note that those who succeed and prosper in their lives approach challenges differently, being prepared for any outcome. For them, life is about adapting to changes and finding the positive in adverse situations. When you don't let failure stop you, you can take small steps and move forward despite your fears and resistance. Adopting a positive outlook and seeing life as a constant flow of time, as Marcus Aurelius wisely points out, allows you to understand that time is powerful and that you too will get through this difficult time. Seventh, be enormously grateful for what you possess, according to Marcus Aurelius, who urges us to recognize and value the virtues we have, remembering how much we would miss them if we did not have them. We often forget the many wonderful things and people in our lives and focus exclusively on what we are missing. Marcus Aurelius advises us to imagine what our lives would be like without all the extraordinary people and situations we enjoy, highlighting how much we would miss them. This simple but highly effective practice helps us cultivate a deep sense of gratitude for everything positive in our lives. We often overlook the simple things in life, such as being alive, having close family and friends, and the ability to love and enjoy. Instead of focusing excessively on what we lack or what is going wrong, cultivating gratitude and appreciating what we already have not only makes us feel good, but also raises our happiness levels. Eighthly, practice tolerance and avoid judging, according to the reflection of Marcus Aurelius. He reminds us that we are all connected and interdependent on each other, having the ability to support or hinder each other. We cannot isolate ourselves from the web of life, nor is it possible to lead a meaningful existence in complete solitude. When we observe others with empathy, we can set aside or lessen our judgments toward them. We must be willing to share and teach, but without imposing our expectations on others. We are only responsible for our own actions, not the actions or results of others. Trying to change others to fit our preferences only leads to frustration. Ninthly, find inner peace, according to the teaching of Marcus Aurelius. He mentions that although he could not avoid anxiety, he dismissed it because he recognized that it emanated from his internal perceptions, not from external factors. We often forget that all our experiences take place in our minds. Our emotions shape those experiences, and we choose how to react based on those emotions. Everything we experience comes from within us, and by realizing this, we realize that we have more control over our emotions than we might have thought. If we are able to manage our emotions, we can master an essential part of happiness. 10th, live in the present and be aware of your mortality, according to the advice of Marcus Aurelius. He advises us not to act as if we have eternal life, but to be virtuous while we are alive and able, since death is always near. Marcus Aurelius encourages us to focus on what is essential and significant, avoiding wasting time on trivial matters. Many people live as if they were immortal, postponing their dreams and desires for the future. The main lesson here is that we should appreciate the precious time we have and start living our lives in the present. We often put off actions until tomorrow, whether it's exercising, pursuing a career, or writing a book. But tomorrow is one of the riskiest words in the English language. Let's stop living for tomorrow and start living for today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out our other 2 videos coming to your screen right now. And if you want more content like this, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.